safety. Free time freedom. Free time freedom.
You know, I'd love to go to Toastmasters more often, but I just don't have the time for it. I'd like to check out some new groups, but I don't know if I could do that because, I got this other thing I got to do. So stop for just a second. Does that sound somewhat familiar to some of us? Substitute your own activity, your own thing, your own organization, and all of a sudden, bam, there you are. Taking your free time to do something else, something you're not getting paid for or you're not sleeping through. Because, hey, let's be honest. No matter what you do, no matter how you do it, 24 hours is all you got. 24 hours. 8 hours of that, technically, you should be sleeping. But if you don't, you're probably going to put on some weight and be a disturbing person. So, 8 hours, we're assuming you're sleeping. 8 hours, you're generating revenue or doing something that you didn't really want to do, but do because you have to. Which leaves you 8 hours. Your hours. Your time. But is it? Do you really have 8 hours? Can you tell me, think you swear, 8 hours a day you spend on you? I would guarantee no. Why? Because we're all infected. We all have an infection called parasitic time, which is what I'm going to talk to you today. Is free time freedom? No, not so much. I'm going to walk you through the plan that I've taken to kind of wrangle this in and find out where all my time's going. Because I am sick and tired, Jason, of having my time leave. Because I want to focus on the things that really matter. Like being able to help Christian if I want, like being his Toastmaster. God forbid. So I don't want to have to do it. But I don't have the time. I got to make the time. You got to evaluate. So here's the plan. You got to prepare. You got to be ready to list everything you're doing, every minute that you do it, just for a little bit of time, just so you can figure out what you're actually doing with yourself. You got to analyze every activity and why it's important to you. And then, I can't think of a word for end, so it's now take action. All right, so that's your plan. Let's start the first, preparing. Why do you have to prepare? What are you trying to do with yourself? That's what I asked I should have asked that when I was in college, because otherwise I wouldn't have been an accountant. But since I had it, I'm not going to invest the time for another 4 years. That's what an MBA is for. So, who would do that? I chose to do that, right? I chose to do stuff related to professional work. So, there you go. My preparation is I got to do things that make it so that way I can have less of the 8 hours working and put more time into things that are fun. So, that's one goal, right? MBA. I think I kind of pooed on it before when I was younger, but now I'm getting to the point where you don't have that paper, no one cares what you say. So, MBA for Bo is what's happening, right? So what am I going to do? You got to prepare, because you can't just go into it and just hope you're going to be okay. So you got to list your things. What do you do? What things happen? Example, we're going to use Bob. Right? Just a name, a guy. Obviously, Bob, we're just focusing on 8 hours. I don't care about your sleep time. I don't care about what you work at. Your 8 hours. At some point, you have to get to a job. You have to wake up. You have to prepare. You have to brush your teeth. You have to prepare food. You have to converse with people. You have to have social interaction. Those are all in the 8 hours, not the work hours, not the sleep hours. So what activities does Bob do? Well, wakes up, let's assume, a normal cycle. 11 p.m., 7 a.m., you're sleeping. Doesn't happen for me, but in Bob's case it does. You just don't go 7 to, plus 8, and there you go, you're working. No. You work from 9 to 6-ish, right? So you have to actually plan your day around that. You have to wake up, you have to get in your car and drive, or go on BART, or commute. That's your time. It's not company time. They don't pay you for your waking up and getting to your job, only when you get there. So I'm going to get to that, because I think we all need to go down right now to the analyze phase, because I see some bored faces. All right, because thinking about this stuff sucks. So I'm going to make it fun. We're going to go ahead and open up with the Wheel of Time. Sherry, I forgot my damn slices. So, the Wheel of Time, everybody. Again, this is a pie with 8 slices. 8 of your slices to be done with in any way, shape, or manner at your discretion. I'm going to propose specific things in your life are colored because you chose it. Nobody told you to go to Toastmasters. Nobody told you to go on a bike ride. No one told you to do anything. You chose. You can decide. So what color are you going to be? What color are we going to do? So let's use Bob for an example. I broke it down into 4 basic categories. We're not talking specifics, but hey, it works that way. Don't worry about it. I got it covered. I'm using 2 cameras. Thanks. So these 4 things. You're going to have to eat at some point. You're going to have to get somewhere. You want to chill, obviously. And then the X factor. It's just anything else. So using Bob as an example, he's obviously got to wake up and get ready. Let's assume that is the food phase. Because this is 8 hours of your time. It ain't company time, and you sure ain't getting paid for sleeping. So 1 hour gone. You had to get ready for work. Bob lives in San Jose, commutes up to San Francisco. Wow, sucks for him. He couldn't find something closer, because that's about an hour each way. So it's an hour gone right there in your slice. Now, Bob works for the 8 hours between when he woke up, got ready, and when he had to commute to work, right? And fortunately, the boys got to come home too. Ruh-roh. You're already down by 3 slices, son, and you haven't even had any time to have fun. Because, you know what? You got to relax for just a little bit when you come home. You got to enjoy a nice brewed beverage if you're somebody like me. That's an hour gone themselves. Now how much time you got left? But unfortunately, since you're also married, you got to cook dinner and get ready for something. And God forbid you have to actually go out for dinner. Well, let's just assume you have to go out for dinner. It's an hour of transport to get to where you're eating, as well as an hour of actual eating. Because you got to go there and get back, right? Unless, of course, you got takeout, but we can get there at that point. This is just a hypothetical answer, leaving you grand total of only 2 slices of fun. 2 slices of you time. Now, doesn't that just kind of seem a bit odd that your entire existence, 22 hours of your day, is devoted toward other things, not the things you want to pursue? That is my MBA and GMAT prep time. This. And if you really want to be depressed, make this really big and put in your sleep and work time. And then it really comes into fruition. So what I'm proposing to you guys is when you're planning and going through enlisting and finding the parasite time, that you consider, why do I do these things? Let's use Bob again. Bob's a fun guy, right? He's got a sense of humor and can make himself feel bad. So we're going to go with it. Now, you don't want to be smelling funky, and you got to eat something before you go. Figure an hour for workout and getting ready time. But do you have to have a job in San Francisco? No, you don't. You can work somewhere closer, right? Bob don't need that. He's got enough trouble right now, so let's assume it's an hour. Well, sure sounds like pie, just got a slice bigger. That's an extra 5 hours every week, an extra 20 hours a month, an extra 240 hours a year from 1 slice of the pie. Now, Pascal, how many things could you do in 240 hours a year? Do a hell of a lot. Sherry, I bet you could do a lot in 240 hours. That's 1 slice. If you want to get down to Safekin level, you cut that thing down into 15-minute quarters and for 15-minute chunks. Then do the same exercise, and you'll find out very quickly. Little change is what it's at. That's why I'm so harping on free time freedom. Shoot, you're choking yourself just by not actually figuring out what you do every day and then eliminating all the stuff you don't have to. Do you got to go out just because someone tells you to? No. Takeout. Hey, cost of business, right? All finance people have gone through the time value of money before. You want to make sure that if 1 hour is worth your time, figure it out. It's the end of the plan. So now we got to take some action, though. Bob's going through here and evaluated. He saw I could kill an hour here by just changing my job. I could kill here by not going out so often or figuring out and planning ahead. My time's important. Your time's important. You need as many yellow slices as possible to incorporate what you want to do in your life, how you want to live, how you want to actually invest yourself in the world. Because God forbid any one of you would go through this exercise only to find out you got 2 hours a day and are not pissed off. You're not pissed. You worked your ass off to be in San Francisco. This is not a town for losers. It's too damn expensive to be here if you're just a loser. None of us are. That's why I want you all to go back. I want you all to figure out if you want to accomplish something outside of what you already have. If you already have, congratulations. But if you want a little bit more in the world, or you want something different, you're going to need to do this. So take the wheel of time, but it's your move. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Hey, could you subscribe to the channel? Thanks.